Thanks for joining this call. I'm actually super excited to show you something really new features where we have worked in the last months within local team Jack, and I have some more news. I will show you some lead finder Jack updates as well. So hope you're doing well and have a lot of energy to take everything in. I'm working on a client side, and I kind of want to show you the new features in the client side because I apply them. Now, I think last week we went over it, but it's really good that you understand those things. Is Google is looking for low bounce rate and high average time on the website. So in order to achieve that is that you create an attractive headline with attractive, image. So the website visitor feels, comfortable and interested to learn more. You show a nice headline and then you have buttons everywhere. You guys see this? Button, 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 button. Here, those buttons are also on the bottom of the screen. You see here a vertical menu, and you see the horizontal menu. You see this website is for, I would say, 80% buttons, the home page, correct? And that is by purpose. I want to achieve that the website visitor click on something, so the bounce rate is good. And I want to that they are able to click on something where they are interested in. Everybody get this? So I'm going to show you some features how to achieve this. So the first thing that is new is the vertical menu. Okay, so how you do that, you go to appearance menus and you can create a new menu. Let's say we create a new menu and we call it webinar. Okay, and we click on create menu, and then we add some not tabs, but let's say we add some pages to it. Okay, now the menu webinar has some pages to it. So I save this. Now you probably want to show them in the sidebar, so you go to the sidebar, correct? And then you add, let's say I call this webinar, and I add some modules. And the module is called vertical menu. And we just said we do this in demo so that we created webinar as a vertical menu. And all default setting is good if you just want to use something standard. Now the webinar is created as a sidebar. If I go to the home page, let's go to the page, and I go to the home page. Let me search on home. And here's the sidebar. Okay, I'm going to edit this, and now I click on select the webinar as my sidebar and save this and update this. Now if I go to the front end, you see this is my new vertical menu. Everybody see this, how to create a vertical menu? Now you can put much more in the sidebar like I did for my page, correct? So let me go back to what you can all, let me delete some pages now. Then let's select sidebar number 1, the default one, save, and update that. So if you go to Team Jack sidebar, and if I go to edit sidebar number 1, what is the home page, you see that I have filled it up with all kind of modules. A space, a call now button, you see that? Call now button, the quick links text, the vertical menu, the map, the location, and again a space. So this is what you have in this sidebar. Okay, so there's just a building up from modules in the sidebar. Now you probably have noticed that here this menu looks kind of the same as this menu, correct? But I like a little bit different. I like more the blue color in this case. So I changed the color of the menu. So how you do that is you go to the vertical menu, and you see all those buttons, they have settings. So if you don't use the default settings, you can use your own settings to show the button color you like. Okay, so everybody can create a vertical menu now. Just go to Appearance menu, and then you put them in the sidebar to your like. Okay. Now let me finish the sidebar. And it is kind of tricky. This is kind of a complicated service because the different servers this company provides are very different. But if you land on a DNA page which I send traffic to AdWords, I don't want to show here an STD link, correct? I want only show here links what are more or less related to DNA testing. Everybody get this? So what I did is I create a menu specifically for DNA testing. So I went to Appearance menus, and then if I select DNA, you see I created the links what I want to show with the menu DNA testing. And in Team Jack side links sidebar, I created a DNA sidebar, and I added, here the text is wrong, the vertical DNA testing, because if I select this, you will see that the DNA testing is selected. So let me update the comment text, because the menu what is selected is DNA testing menu. Okay, update. And if I go to pages, DNA, if I go to the sidebar, you see that the sidebar selection is DNA testing. How cool is that? That you can show on each page kind of what you like. Okay, so it's very customizable. Depends a little bit on the service you provide, but at least you have the possibility, correct? And you can do that for any page. It's very easy. How cool is that? Now, let's go. Are you guys ready for the next update? So, when people land on the home page, I don't know yet where they are interested in. They can be interested in B12, they can be interested in STD testing, they can be interested in B12 shots, in DNA testing, they can have medical tests. So I don't know yet where they're interested in. But at the moment they check out the DNA page, they don't need to see the drug testing slider. They don't need to see the STD testing slider. You follow me? So what I did is when I go to the DNA page and I set up the main slider, I show only the slide from the DNA testing. While if I go to the home page, home page, edit the main slider, you guys see that? I show all the slides because at that moment I don't know where their main interest is. Okay, so if I go to the home page, I show several slides. You guys get that? How you can customize the website specifically to a page. You have to understand how where the customer's interested in. And at the moment you know how the customize is interested in, you can customize that page more specifically. Okay? Are you guys ready for the next update? So, if you guys see, I want the customer be able to take at any point action. The call to action, correct? The call, request a quote, location of appointment. Those are kind of the four most used action, okay? So I want them to be able, any place where they are, I want them to be able to click on it or to use it. Guys, see that? Any page where I am, those stays in the footer of the page. Guys, see this? So they are never lost. The navigation is a kind of fix for that. So those I put them in the footer. Okay, when you go to Team Jack, and then I go to footer. Here you guys see those buttons, correct? Button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. Okay, guys see this? Button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. Now in the section setting, there's a setting, and there's a section setting, and it is called stick to footer. Guys see this? Stick to footer. So if you set to stick to footer, so if I wouldn't set down stick and I save this, save setting, and I refresh the page, now they don't stick to footer, they are on the bottom, correct? If I scroll up, I don't see those buttons anymore. So if I say now I want that the website visitor always can take action, okay, and I said stick to footer, I want that this section stick to footer, this section stick to footer. I can put anything in that section I want, and I save it again and refresh the page, and voila, the buttons are back. Okay, you guys get it? Everybody get this trick? Okay. Then let's go to the other feature I created is location. So with the new update, if you create a new map, let's see, if I go to pages, and then where is contact, location. You see now default address pin. You guys see this? Default address pin. So now when you create a new map, so it doesn't work for existing map. So you have to kind of delete the map module if you want to use this. Okay? In the general information, let me open a new tab. This general information. Where is general? Okay, team check. Okay. In the general information, on the contact information, you have the address, correct? Guys, see this, the address? So at the point when you create a map, it will assume that the address is the same as you fill out here. Okay? At the moment you create a map. So let's create a map. Let's create a map. Open new page. And say on the DNA page, where do we have DNA page? Let's put on the DNA page a map. Why not? Okay. Add it. And let's say I want below this to show a map. So I add a section and then let's say put it on the full width. Add the module and I select the map module. Where's the map module? Map. Okay. You guys see this? Now it automatically created the default pin and I only have to save and update this. When I go to the website and I go to the DNA test, you will see the map. Guys, see this? It's all filled out. Okay. So for most cases you only have one address, so you only have to add the map and it works, you're done. Okay. If you have multiple addresses, you can still add more pin. You still can customize to your like, but the default settings are kind of nice if you only have one setting. Okay, so that is new. Geez, what is more new? Oh, so that is new. There's one thing what you want to know when you use the map. The map needs to get the information from Google, correct? So in the integration, where's the integration? Where's the map? Google Map. You guys see this for the Google Map? You want to follow this instruction. Okay? You want to follow this instruction. So you go to integration and then there's an instruction video. So you have to add the domain to Google. Okay, so so don't forget to add the API key, okay, for the map. Let's see, on the drug test, we have a new price table. You guys see this? This is a totally new price table. It has you can choose for one header, and the column width is different, and you can even have a link in the price table. So if you go to the price table, and I created this one, now you have all kind of settings to set the width. You guys see this? So you have the settings. You say I want one header or one common header, or I want separate, show single or multiple. Okay? You can say I want a link. So an icon comes up that you can put a link in the table. Okay? And then you can say I want not show the bottom buttons, or I don't want. So if you want just a clean table like this, you know, what you kind of normally do with the HTML table codes, now you have a nice formatted table. You can set the width, you can say one common header, and you can add a link to it. Okay, so you guys get it? That is also new. So Linda said, if you're using a VA, do you upload the theme, then give the user rights to make the changes, updates? Yes, but you might be able, if you, I would create a second admin. So if something happened, you know, you can just delete that second admin login. So Kathleen said, can you suggest how much to charge for such a website? Do you offer ongoing service to maintain the site on a monthly fee? So this website, you know, is a $1,000 website at least. Okay. So, but I'm very after recurring payments. I kind of don't care so much about the first payment. I want to have them in a plan. So most likely I sign them in an AdWords plan, and others one I will sign them up with a managed hosting plan and use WP Gateway to update the sites. Does that make sense? Keith said $1,500 minimum. Rachel said, I have only used a standard theme. DragonTube is the name. I hope I can figure this all out. Rachel, they just take you a couple of days and not more. It is so easy. And Dale said he would at least 3,500, and Keith said 500 down and $2,000 a month. How much per month? I would charge at least $97 per month, but likely all my clients pay $197 per month. So $2,000 a month is fine. I didn't say $2,000 a month. I say $2,000 one time. William said affordable and then like $197 per month. Correct. Arlene said, it takes a while to study all the tutorials, but I succeeded with my first drag and drop site and now I love it. Lynn said, okay Jack, which is best, own the site or lease it on a monthly fee for $97 or $197? It doesn't matter. I think as long as you get a monthly income with almost no work on your end. That is kind of the goal, correct? So that is where you want to go after. And with the Gateway, you have almost no work on your end. Everything is automated. The updates, the backup, the restore, the security, everything's everything is done for you. So that is the beauty. If you like me, I have always short on time, so I can only increase my revenue by doing something what you can automate. Okay. Keith said a fully built site like this is worth 2,000 pounds these days, and I can charge $59 per month for hosting, backup, security and maintenance. Larry said, I have 7 websites on basic system. Can I transfer them to the drag and drop, or do I need to start from beginning? No, there is an update feature to drag and drop. 90% will go well. Maybe you need some, if you have special styling, that needs to be done also. But if you didn't do special styling, then it's pretty easy. So go to the Facebook group and I will post the update steps, but it's pretty easy. You do want to make a backup of the old version, but it's pretty easy 9 of the 10 times. Some sections are white and some are not. So just how the site looks at its best. Can we add videos to the site? Of course you can. So there's new pricing module, but there are, if you go to pages and the home page, there's a video in it. It's just a module. It's so simple. Okay. So if you the home page video, you now just add a module and then you select the video module and then you add the video URL. So it's so simple. Okay, just select the video module. Greer said, if a client has a website currently and if they need their site redone, can this be done? Can you copy a customer current site to save time to transfer all the data to the new site? Can that you will restructure? No, you kind of want to set up a demo domain and copy and paste the content to your best. Can you upload or self-host, or does a video? A video can be self-hosted or via YouTube to your like. What is a demo domain? A demo domain is that you create a temporary domain for the client. and you can show your work. And once he agrees to the final result, you copy it to the final domain. You can use the clone feature within WP Gateway. Okay, Deb, how would you answer, one second, scroll up. How would you answer a client question on why the content text is centered in the middle of the page like a column while the images take a full width? I would say, client, how would you like to have it? And I will do it for you. With a drag and drop, you can almost do to his like. So, but I would just say, how would you like to have it? Raymond said, Jack, videos are really important now on website. Does Lead Finder Jack have the capability to see if the website have videos on them or not? I also sell video service and that would be great addition if it is not. Raymond, I have good news for you. So if you go to jackhopman.com and you go to training and you go to Lead Finder Jack training, there is an where is the video prospector? Video prospector? The video prospector the video prospector explains how you can search for videos on a website. Okay, it's part of Sales Dynamite Jack. Keith said, is there any bullet button backup feature or do we need third-party plugin? So I'm working on that you can back up within the team, but in the meantime you want to use WP Gateway for it. Okay, you want to log in WP Gateway. So with WP Gateway you can also do the backup. I will come back to that with training soon. Okay. You guys excited about all the new updates? Can we use non-WordPress HTML with local theme Jack or WP Gateway? Yes. Doesn't need to be a WordPress site. Jerry said very nice updates. Keith said awesome improvements. Arlen said, were you also going to show us something about Lead Finder Jack? Yes. Larry said absolutely. Is there a replay of this training? I logged in late to tonight's webinar on jackhopman.com. It's the replay. So actually that's the only thing what you need to remember, and you want to bookmark it, correct? So if you really want to have a bookmark which you really use, bookmark jackhopman.com. Jamie, that's coming. There's a lot more coming related to that. Deb said, is it possible for the website visitor to control the size of the context via font size buttons? I have seen this feature in some sites. No, I think there are plugins for that you can change the default size. So I think you can find a plugin for that, but we haven't implemented it. I never had that question. So, but if that is an issue, if you say the website is for elderly audience, why not make that font bigger to start off? I use also bigger fonts typically. I use 16, you know. So these websites are only possible with the WP Gateway. No, they are not. They are in principle not linked. On WP Gateway, you can host and install any WordPress site and also non-WordPress sites. They are not linked. So we are updating the niches kind of with some updates like this. So that will take 2 weeks probably to update everything. So I have one more update for the advanced user. And it's not for everybody, but now we have Dayless Audience and some others. And let me explain what the update is. So if you go to drug test, it looks nice on a desktop, correct? But you might not want to show the sidebar on a mobile device each and every time, correct? Maybe because you have just lesser, the screen is less, so you only want to show certain things on a mobile. Okay, so you want to optimizing that you only show the key elements on a mobile. They are not going to read that much. So we added a feature. If you go to the sidebar, added a feature show on. So now you can show what's the default on all devices. But you can also say only on desktop or only on mobile or only on tablet. So now you can customize it to your own IDs if in section and certain modules get shown on which device. So if you're really into optimize the website and you really want to see how does it look on mobile and how does it look on desktop, you have now that option. Everybody get this? I know it's a little bit advanced, but some of you guys are really advanced, so I wanted to give you that training too. Does that make sense? So it's the local team jack is not only responsive, everything is fully responsive, but you can also determine what you'd like to show for a desktop visitor and a mobile visitor. You can also make a subdomain, but that is not kind of the same, okay? So if you want to say not on top of the responsive side, I can now determine what I would like to show on a mobile device, okay? Take some optimization and maybe some personalization, what you prefer, but that is possible too. Does that make sense? I know it's a little bit advanced, but the guys, if you are really in website designing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? So probably some other small updates. You make sure you want to install the latest version. So before we jump to Lead Finder Jack, which has also updates, I kind of feel Santa today, correct? Have so much present for you guys to share what my programmers made, and I'm just a carryover. So William said, can we transfer domains? Can we transfer domains? I don't, in principle, yes. I'm not sure what you mean with that. Raymond said, thank you for the new changes. You're welcome. Are the updates automatic or do we need to download the latest theme? You just go to the theme update, I don't know, and you will see a new update notification. You select that and then you say update themes. Okay? And now the theme get updated. Okay? So the current content shouldn't change. Okay? So if you have some personal customization styling, things can happen, but in principle everything should go fine. If you don't trust it, just make a backup first. Can theme updates be set to happen automatically in WP Gateway? Yes. I will come back to that when we do more WP Gateway training. So with that said, let's jump 10 minutes to Lead Finder Jack. I know it's a complete other topic, but to be honest, you also need clients, correct? So with Sales Dynamite Jack, you get access to local Team Jack Enterprise, and you also get Lead Finder Jack to prospect new clients. Will you guys have access to Sales Dynamite Jack? Enter yes and no. Okay, I see a lot of yeses. Yes, you also, yeah, yes. So that's good. If you need another language, then you have to copy and paste the content. You go to Fiverr, translate it, and you put the content back. Takes a little bit of work, but it's well worth. So, Gary said, just get it all. Yeah, just also for Dutch, yes, copy and paste the content, go to Fiverr, have it translated, then copy and paste it back. But Ryan, I think you are good in Dutch. What should we use instead of Gmail these days to send email? Just use the standard email, use the standard Lead Finder Jack mail. So if you said add mail server, select Lead Finder Jack. Okay? So it's the easiest way. You don't need to go to Amazon. You just enter your email and your name. Okay? So it's pretty easy. Does it show as our email in the message? Yes. Oh yeah, and your sender email, you want to make sure it is not a Gmail address. So use a domain related email address. Okay? Does the tracking emails reduce your open rates? Yes. Okay. Dale, ping me on Skype. So Raymond said, so we use Lead Finder Jack to send emails and our own email address on our domain to receive the replies? Yes. Okay, that is not the update, but I did it just answer the question. The update is actually mainly on the search screen. This version is not available yet. It will become available tomorrow. The search is kind of more accurate and also more and faster. Now you have a new search setting, and you can select the type of search, and now you say, wow, you have standard, review, mobile, unclaimed, and ultimate. So you kind of have different search purposes, and they are named. So if you select one, let's say reviews, and you click on manage, you can say, let's say reviews manage, and I want to modify them. Let's say I create a new one. Let's say I create a new one. Create. You guys see all those checkboxes now. Those are kind of very detailed how you can search. You guys see this? You can see how you can what the purpose of search, and I can say this is my preferred search method, and I call this webinar. Okay, I give it a name and I save this, close this, and now I created a custom setting webinar, and I can now select webinar as my search purposes, and everything get searched according that setting. Okay, it gives you more flexibility, but also kind of need some talk about it. But you can always go back to the standard, and now it searches according to standard. Okay, so it gives you more options what you want to search, and it also is faster now. Now the second option is, who is using the AdWords search? Enter yes or no. If you use the AdWords to collect the business uh, who are advertising on Google, who has money to spend, okay? So you probably, have you never asked that, Jack, Google is showing ads on page number 1, but it's also showing the ads on page number 2. And maybe page number 2 even need more help than page number 1. You never asked that question? So I also want to collect the business who are on page number 2. So if you now go to settings, there's a setting, you can say AdWords search only on the first page, but I want them also collect the business who are also on the first and the second page. So that's a new setting. So there are kind of small updates which makes Lead Finder Jack just the best lead finder tool at the market. You guys get it? So there's a settings in setting. Okay, and then Yellow Pages work also in the United Kingdom. They go after Yelp. Carl said the best is getting even better. Yeah, weekly. There's always improvement every time. One, Google changes all the time, and other things change all the time. We have to work on it. If you can, I get that question every time. Jack, do you have a one-time buy button? No, because everything needs to get updated all the time. You cannot buy a software product and say, hey, that is for lifetime. If you would do that, if we would do that and we wouldn't update that, then after a month it is useless. That's a good question, Clay. I will think about that. Linda said, Jevizu never got that. Yes, I agree. Can we show your recommended way to do unsubscribe for emails that we send in lead file? So if you use the Amazon, if you're not using the standard lead finder Jack mail server, but you use Amazon or other, you can add an unsubscribe link in the email. Okay? But if you use the lead finder Jack mail server, then those add the spam sensitivity. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, but it is. So you have to use a third party mail server. Hi Pat, we're almost done. Thanks for saying hi. So Deb said, AdWords selection are via radio buttons. So I selected page 2. That means I'm asking for everything on board correct on page 1 and page 2. Is there no way to narrow the search to only page 2 if we want to? Not on the search, but I haven't checked it out, but on the campaign, let's see, on the campaign, AdWords, it's not an AdWords campaign. You seen it? On the AdWords search, you can, on the campaign screen, you can filter where the ads are showing. You see that, Deb? So if you want to prospect the business who are showing on the second page, you can target, filter them out and prospect them on that way. Keith said, thank Jack for continual improvements. It takes a lot to stay on top, and you set a good example. Okay. Is this page 1 to 4 or add 1? Add. Those are ads. Those are not pages. When does AdWords start? You can give, I can give you the link. Let's see, where is the link? Did you sign up? And then you can look in the membership site. So there are 10 training sessions in it. So this is it. I think you guys have a lot of to understand, to implement. So I kind of want to thank you guys about your time. Don't forget we have another training every week on Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST, where you can ask questions. If I didn't answer your question, feel free to send a support ticket at support@jackhopman.com. And I will post the replay on jackhopman.com, and if you want to show other members what I missed in Facebook, I appreciate that too. Thank you so much.